There we go. Hey, everybody. Oh, my goodness. Stuff don't want to work. Stuff doesn't want to work at all. Happy Sunday, everybody. Hopefully you're having a good day today. We're back with my hero. It feels good to be back. You want to know why? Because it's my hero. That's why. I'm excited. It felt weird. It feels weird whenever we go on these breaks and we go a week or two without a chapter and then we come back. One, because it's just free time on my hands. But two, I love my hero. Turn this up a little bit more. But yeah, we're back. All right, we're on 370. Let me pull the chapter up. I haven't looked at it yet. We're cutting away. We're cutting away. We spent so we really spent a volume on the UA fight with everyone there. Just about a volume, if not a little bit more than a volume. Finally cutting away. Okay. What can I talk about before we start the chapter? Anime's been going good. I'm like, I don't know what else I could bring up. The anime's been going good. I want to say this sixth season has been really good. Has been really good. Now, I was in the Discord. I was bored one night. I couldn't go to sleep. I wasn't bored. I couldn't go to sleep. And I was rereading through the manga, just going through, like, trying to figure out, like, what episodes are going to cover what and everything in that. I have not seen the volume 36 cover. What's up, Hybrid? Hey, Julian. And I was in the Discord, and I was, like, really, like, going through, like, these groups of chapters is going to be this, and this is that. And I came to the realization because I think all of us pretty much thought that all of season 6 would be the war. Well, and essentially the season would end with Deku saying he's leaving UA. Chapter 306. That's what we all thought the ending of season 6 would be. And then I'm rereading, and how I was grouping everything, I'm like, dude, it's episode 16 and we're done. And I'm like, I was like, it was the first time in a long time where I was sitting there like, dude, no. I felt like everyone was like rock solid certain that the last episode of the season was going to be Deku leaving. And I'm like, even with the pacing they're going now, they could do the war in 13 episodes and it would be perfect. So now, in all reality, Deku leaving is not the end of this season. It's the midpoint of the season. It feels like it could be. And the true end of the season is Deku and it feels like it could be Deku and Ochiko's conversation up on the mountaintop. That's the ending for this season. Like, we're a little bit less than a volume. Like, the anime will be, by the time the anime finishes, the anime will be just under 3 volumes behind where the manga is. Because right now it's like it's like just about 2 volumes it's ahead, or 3 volumes it's ahead, just about. So I'm like, this is crazy. Like, it's really, I'm like, I didn't think of that. Hey, Midoriya Shonen. Hey, I'm like, I didn't think that could be possible. But legit, so we're getting the war and the entire Dark Deku arc all in this 6th season. This is going to be the best season of the anime. By far. I feel like it will be the best season of the anime until we get no. We're going to go back to back. Like, I'm trying to think, I'm really thinking about it. Season 6 is going to be the war and the Dark Deku arc. They have to do the Dark Deku arc right? There's no way they do the war good and then the Dark Deku arc doesn't look good, right? No. So Hybrid, with how it's paced, legit, the Star and Shigaraki fight is 5 chapters. It's not even a volume. That's less than 2 episodes. all the episodes that they've been animating for this season have been 4 chapters they've been adapting. So if you really wanted to, you can make the whole Shigaraki versus Star fight 1 episode. That seems crazy. She has so much impact and she's in 5 or 6 chapters. So you could start the fight in the middle of an episode and end it the next episode. Star shows up in 1 episode and she's dead the next episode. I think that's nuts. And that's happening this season. Yes? No. Yes? Yes. The Star stuff happens this season, right? Now, so hold on. Hold on. I need the SNS fight for the finale. Hold on. I just need to look at the story arcs because I need to I think that the Star stuff happens this season. It would be closer to the end of the season. My Hero Academia wiki. Hold on. I'll be able to tell you. So right now, with the pacing that they're going, we've been going 4 chapters an episode. What's up, Tinking? Me and Tink we were going back and forth, and I was like, it seems crazy, but it's not. We've been going 4 chapters an episode. And I feel like the 4 chapters this episode, I thought ending on 369 would be a good spot. Ending with Shigaraki falling out of the capsule. No. Like doing 370 in this episode freaking worked perfectly. Because it just added, and especially how it looked, it just added to like the uneasiness. Because it feels like during this episode that was this week, I need to do the chapter really fast. Hold on. Like during the episode, it felt like there should be some break right here. And there was no break. Like with Exless and Mike showing up and the DJ punch, and then he's like, Exless, get him out of here. It feels like there should be some break. It feels like we should break, and we didn't break. And it just added to the tension. So I feel like the 4 episodes worked perfect. Like it worked perfect. So we've been going like 3 chapters, 4 chapters up until this point. If you really wanted to, you could do Star in an episode. That's crazy to me. It's crazy because it's 6 chapters, but it's all fighting. You could do it in an episode. They're probably going to do it in 2, but you could do it in 2 in a single episode. But so if we go on the pace that we're going on, episode 14, we're done with the war, right? The pace that we're going on right now, the war is done. Episode 13, episode 14. The war ends with Deku leaving. That's the end of the war. That's what's considered the end of the war. So 306 would be episode 14. We have another 12 episodes to go. So that means we're doing all the Dark Deku arc, which is 22 chapters. So I don't see, now that's where I'm like, I'm not sure if we, no, hold on. So let me do a quick count. 1 episode, 2 episode, 3 episode, 4 episode, 5 episode, 6 episode, 7 episode. The Star and Stripe stuff. The Star is this season. Yeah, because the season's gonna end with the traitor. That's what the season's gonna end with. The season will end with the traitor. That's gonna be what the end of this season's gonna be. That's crazy. I don't think they're gonna extend anything with the level we're going on. I don't see, because I honestly don't see, now that I've gotten it in my brain that Deku leaving isn't the end of the season, and I'm looking at all the Dark Deku stuff. There's no way we're ending the season. I don't know. Yeah, the in the ED, him standing on the roof is like an Easter egg to him leaving. It's the same pose and everything. When he's like in the ED where he runs up between his classmates, that's him leaving. That's quite a number of chapters to cover in a season. I was saying the same thing because the war is the most chapters. One arc will it's the longest arc in the season. We're gonna do 54 chapters in 14 episodes, 14 episodes. And I feel like as we're sitting here right now on episode 4, it's been perfect. Right? It's been perfect so far. 4 episodes in. So I feel like if it's been perfect now, I think they're going to do a good job. And if we just continue with that pacing, the war is done by episode 14. Deku's leaving in the middle of the season. The arc after that is 22 episodes. That's like 6 or 7 episodes. Think about MVA. MVA was 24 episodes. They did it in 5. And people were pissed, but it can be done in 5. So 22 episodes, and I feel like the 6th season they're going all in, especially with the importance of what the Dark Deku arc is for the story. We're going to be done with the Dark Deku arcs. The star fight will be like episode 20. Yeah, the star stuff will be like episode 20. I think all the trader stuff is going to be the last 3 episodes of the season. It's going to be like the last 2 or 3 episodes of the season. And I think the panel that Tink put in the Discord will be a good panel to end on. I think we go out of order. We take the conversation with Deku and Ochako and we shift it. We move it around a little bit. I think that would be a good way to end the season, because we ended last season on the precipice of battle. And I feel like it'd be a cool way to start the season with the battle, the destruction of the battle, the fallout from the battle, the regroup, and then we're ending this season right back on the precipice of battle again. And then you go straight into season 7, back into another war. Season 7, if they don't go crazy for season 7, they have to. We're running back to back. I was thinking we're going to have like a break, like season 7 might be a little reprieve or something. No. People are going to be riding this season. There's not going to be, like, I will say I like the anime for My Hero a lot, but the complaints that I hear. So season 7 will be the last season. I think so. Depending on how much further we go, season 7 would be the last season. Wow. And I feel like we're not going to get season 7 that fast either. If if My Hero ends the beginning of next year, wait a year. Honestly, very seriously, we've been getting My Hero almost every single year since it's come out. Wait a year. Just wait a year. Because if it's going to be the last season, I would rather wait a year and just work on it so it could be perfect. I instead of doing season 7 next fall, I would push it to spring of the following year. Because if season 7 is the last season, if the manga ends soon, we want that to be the best looking thing possible. We want to put everything into it. I don't think they'd filler this thing out. I don't think we'd do that. I feel like it'd be a mistake. I would wait a year. So this season's going to end in January. A full calendar year should go by, and it still won't be here. We'll still have to wait a couple of months. That's what I would do. Season 7 would literally be the last season. With the pacing how we've been animating. That's crazy to me. I didn't even think about that. Well, hold on. Because right now we're at 27. We're at 27 chapters currently of this final from what would be the end of season 6. We're at 27. That's half a season. Like, that's half a season. That's not even half a season, because the war showed that 54 episodes is half a season. So like it's not even half a season. We're less than 3 volumes behind from the anime, from where it would end. So I feel like season 7 will be the last season for My Hero. And if it's going to be the last season, extend it. I feel like I just thought about that right now. For me, chapter 334 will be episode 25. The trader stuff will be next season. Let me look. Cause right now, cause even with all the Dark Deku stuff that was happening, there wasn't too much talking that was happening. One, two. You think the pace slows down and we go to two chapters an episode, the back half of the season? You think we do that? Because if I'm counting one, I'm thinking we still go three chapters full speed ahead. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 2 episodes. 1, 2, 3. That's 4 episodes. 1, 2, 3. That's 5. 1, 2, 3. That's 6. 1, 2, 3. That's 7. 1, 2, 3. That's 8. 1, 2, 3. That's 9. 2, 3. That's 10. 1, 2, 3. That's 11. Yeah, the trader stuff will be the last thing that happens this season. I feel like the trader stuff would be the last thing that happens because nobody thought High End would be the end of season 4. Yeah. I remember us being like 3 or 4, like 5 episodes away from the end of the season and being like, the High End stuff isn't this season. We'll start next season with the High End stuff. And they did High End in 2 episodes and it was great. It was perfect. It was the best way to end the season on. I feel like with 2 or 3 episodes left, you the second core will be 3 chapters per episode, and then episode 25 will end on 334. 334? That doesn't make sense. I need to count again. 1, 2, 3. That's 1. 1, 2, 3. Well, the war is gonna end on what episode? 13, 14? What chapter is the war ending on? 1, 2, 3. That's, hold on, and then we'll start the chapter because we're here to read the. Hold on. Didn't they animate like 8 chapters for the last 2 episodes? This past episode was 4. I don't remember how many chapters. I want to say it was episode 13 would be 297. Ending will be 297. Wait, I'm all mixed up. Hold on. That's the war. 297. We're on 280 right now. Yeah, we're on 280 right now. 280. No, we're not. Wait, huh? Hold on. We're on 270. I keep mixing this up. We're on 280. I like was when I was in the Discord the first time. I'm like chapter 3 something. I'm like, no, that was the 200s, bud. All right, I'm on. Yep. And I can't count. I feel like the Tartarus escapee arc is 9. That's about 8 or 9 episodes. I'm gonna read the chapter. I got caught up. The Tartarus escapee arc is 8. It's 8 or 9 chapters, right? The Tartarus escapee arc is the Dark Deku arc. It's 8 or 9 episodes. That's what it is. The anime has proven that they could do it in 5. To no one's pleasure. To no one's pleasure. The anime have shown that they could do it in 5 because MVA, they did it in 5. And I think MVA is longer than the Dark Deku arc. So I would say 8 I would say 8 for that. The star fight is 2 episodes, if that. So with Star, that's 10, and with the Trader, you could do the Trader, and you could definitely do the Trader in two episodes. It's 8 chapters, but you could do it in 2 episodes. 1000% you could do it in 2 chapters. So it's like the Tartarus escapee arc, the Star and the Trader can be done in 13 episodes. Can be. It's just, will 306 and enough time to do that? If not, then you do the you do what's his face? You end on you end after the star stuff and you save the traitor for the beginning of next season. But even then, season 7 still could be the last season. Or this goes to season 8. I don't know. Alright. Let me shut up babbling. We've been live for how long? We've been live for how long? 22 minutes. My bad. All right, 370. I'll shut up. All right, 370. History by Kohei Horikoshi. Die monster. Stay inside the house, you heteromorph freak. Yeah, so we cut away. We're diving into the stuff. Is that Spinner? So you brought dirty blood here. You tricked us. The land will become filthy, defiled. Go, get out. No matter how much society progresses, we'll never accept you and your kind. Damn. Look at Spinner. Look at Spinner. Oh boy. Turning back the clock a bit to just after the battlefields received word of Dabi's defeat. We're not going back too far then, okay. In front of Central Hospital. If Core 1 ends on 297, then Core 2 will have around 36 chapters for 12 episodes, which will be 3 chapters per episode. This chapter made the haters say Horikoshi is racist, though they're stupid. They're dumb. Alright. They locked up Kurogiri, but we're taking him back. Okay. Goodness, Spinner. Kurogiri, the closest thing to a masterpiece out of all the high-ends within the bioengineered Nomu series. All for and learned that very entity was held in this hospital. And sent Spinner Lieutenant in the Paranormal Liberation Front to lead a small army of the PLF dregs, as well as ordinary citizens who sympathize with their cause. In total, a force of about 15,000 was dispatched. Look how big Spinner is. There to fight back were some of the remaining heroes and police squads. Only about 200 strong. Wow. Whoa. Wow. My question is, this is my question. I was talking to my friend who's an anime only, and I talked myself into asking a legit question that he couldn't answer for me. But when was Kurogiri made, and how come Kurogiri was made so perfectly and we still had mess ups after Kurogiri? Like, was it just right person just happened to mix perfectly and then we get Kurogiri, yay? But he's a Nomu. How do we still get like the dumb Nomu after Kurogiri? Like, why did we make such a big deal about the high ends when Kurogiri is seemingly what we want for a Nomu? Spinner be popping them roids. I asked myself that question. I'm like, we were seeing Kurogiri before we even knew like the process of like creating Nomus and all this stuff for her. And the whole time he was a high end, he's high functioning, this and that, but he still abides by all the rules that Nomus abide by. He doesn't act without being given like orders and all this stuff, but we've been slowly chipping away after figuring out that Kurogiri is actually Shirakumo. But it's just like he's a high end. Why did, when Hood showed up and all the Nomus that we're currently experiencing right now in season 6, what's the deal? Like, what's the deal? I wonder. Maybe there's an answer. I just don't remember. All right. Who knew you were such a popular guy, Shirakumo? All right. Out loud shout. Mike going crazy. Was it because of the person and the quirk given to the being compatible, or would it be because all phone it out back then? Actually, a great question. I don't know either. Goguri has probably less quirks, and the dumber Nomus are made stronger because more quirks, which makes them dumb. Okay. So it's just like Kurogiri just has the one. Like the one thing, and it's perfect, but then we keep trying to add more and more and more and more and more. Okay, I gotcha. That makes sense to me now. So it's like the high ends are an achievement because they are jammed full of quirks, but they still have like an intellect. They're able to think and they're able to do what they need to do. There's still a semblance of the person that they used to be in there, but it's not to the point of Kurogiri because Kurogiri is just a warp gate. Gotcha. That makes sense to me. All right. Whoa, hold on. Time out. Kurogiri out loud out shout. Is it out loud or loud out? Loud out shout means, I don't know what that means. Whatever. And then a meat shield. And then this guy has a pitchfork and he's flying in. Uh-oh, Mike. Birds. Tokoyami? No. Oh. Okay. Anima. I was going to be like, Tokoyami? No. Just a bunch of birds. This is the first time he's been useful, it feels like. First time he's been useful, it feels like. Are you okay, Sensei? Thanks, Anima. Where's Tentacle? We got split up in the chaos. So this is gonna be our our pseudo like discrimination arc. Because since the series is ending, we're not gonna get a whole arc focused on it. This is it. We're getting it. Been waiting for this. Alright. Squad leader, there are too many of them. We need backup. Crap. It's bad enough we're so short-handed. Now they're purposefully splitting us up and isolating us. Yeah. Okay, what's the math between 215,000? It doesn't equal out equally. But each individual in the two would have to fight how many people in order for them to win? All right. Well, we ain't getting any. We ain't getting any. Push back with those taser shields. These punks are way too organized for a random mob of rioters. That's Rocklock. Okay. Hold on. Shut up, you. Tie him up. Enough out of you. We ain't rioters. Get his hands. 75-1. Golly. You people are always like this. I asked my friend this question. Did I ask this on stream? I don't remember. This is random, but it's making me think of this. I asked my friend this question. And it was something like, do you think you could, what was the age I said? Pre-K. Do you think you could beat 1,000 5-year-olds? If 1,000 5-year-olds charged you and you only had your bare hands, do you think you would be able to beat all 1,000 of them? And we had like a half an hour conversation about this, but I'm like, do you think you could do that? I'm like for sure, like the first 50 are getting one shot, not holding back. Forgive me. Forgive me. I'm the first couple are getting one shot. I'm boom. I'm dropping. I'm dropping something. Can I death funnel them into a tight space and pump? You could use any tactic. You just can't have a weapon. You could use any tactic. You just if organized or unorganized. Okay, it's just one big room, 4 walls, 1 room, open space, nothing in there. You in the middle, and then 1,000 of them spawn around you. Do you win? I'm like the first couple, they're getting snuffed. Like for real. I'm not holding back. But I feel like 1,000 is a lot. You might get tired, depending on who you are. Catch a second wind and start going crazy again. All right, I've gotten so off track. I'm so sorry. Hold on. All right, shut up, you. Tie him up. Enough out of you. We ain't rioters. Get his hands. You people are all. What do you mean, you people? Folks with human faces just don't get it. Are they talking to Rocklock about like this? We talking to. Hold on. All right, hold on. Wait, we're talking to Rocklock about this? We're talking about the black man who lives in Japan and is married to someone that's not black, experiencing discrimination, and he knows nothing about it? Whatever. Whatever. That panel made people say Hori is racist. Nah, this is just like a funny panel. I feel like Hori knows exactly what he did, sticking Rocklock in this situation. He totally did this on purpose. I don't feel like this shows that Hori is racist. This is just the whole point of a lot of My Hero is that it's a parallel of the real world. We live in a world where me being black knows that there's discrimination in the United States. But someone that is not black can get more mad than me about discrimination to the point where it pisses me off. Like we're not even stressing it like that. You need to relax. Like that happens. There's people that use their plight and they throw it in the face of someone else, and that person experiences discrimination in a different way that you're not even currently thinking about. I feel like he did this on purpose, and this same exact situation is the same thing. Like it's just like it's the same thing. It's just I don't know what people think. Considering people in this world have pink and blue skin, being black is probably regular in this universe. 100%. But I said that statement from just how we currently are. A lot of people, Tink King said it, I guess a lot of people don't know the reason why the X-Men were created because of discrimination. A lot of stuff that's in like science fiction and fiction period is like a parallel to real life and discrimination and all of these things. So if you look at this panel and think that because Rocklock is being yelled at by a bunch of mutated humans that don't look like humans no more, and they experience discrimination that makes him racist, you're dumb. You're dumb. I'm sorry. You're stupid. I feel like you're stupid. I don't know. Goodness gracious. Here's a better question for the chat. Would you rather fight an orangutan once a year with a sword or a single chicken every time you entered your car? Because, okay, if you're not trained in how to use a sword, there's a good chance you could mess up and then the orangutan gets the sword from you. And now you have an orangutan that's stronger than you, just as smart as you, and they have a ranged weapon. And then you might die. Because if it gets its hands on you, it's over. You're not getting away. I don't know. I might have to fight a chicken. I might have to fight a chicken because the chicken's not as smart as me. That orangutan is the same. We're damn near on the same playing field. We're damn near on the same playing field, and it's stronger than me. I might fight the chicken every time I get in the car and just not drive a car anymore. I might pick the chicken, like seriously. Because at least with the chicken, if I'm pissed off enough, if I get my hands on the chicken, I'm going crazy. Like I don't know. I'm going the chicken. I'm going the chicken. I'm not going the orangutan, because anything could happen. What if I'm like just uncoordinated one day, trip, and then it's on me. It's over. It's a wrap. I've seen chimpanzees can destroy you. So an orangutan? Nah, you got it. I'm going with the chicken. I'm going with the chicken. That's free chicken. Yeah, I could make money off that chicken. What? I could make money. I could open my own. Thinking onto something. I just get a chicken that spawns out of nowhere. Like, that doesn't help. But at least I wouldn't be genetically modifying my chicken and clone creating chicken to feed the people. I just get my car. I just like for an hour one day and have enough chickens. Like my supply I would never run out of supply. I would always have something. That's legit. Oh wow. I think we've stumbled into a conversation. All right, I'm sorry. It's free eggs too. All right, let me continue. Okay. My bad. This has been an abysmal chapter reading. My bad. Oh, okay. Make way, move it, stand aside. Don't mess with us. We possibly have the weakest people here. This is the worst. Okay, so this is the problem. We have possibly the weakest heroes here defending Kurogiri, who can change the whole battlefield in an instant. But we can't allocate any of our strong heroes to be on this battlefield because they're fighting equally strong villains, if not stronger villains. Like, our strongest hero can't fight our strongest villain. We need 3 of our strongest heroes to fight the strongest villain. That's not fair. That's not fair. The Paranormal Liberation Front are playing with house money. That's not fair. Like, that's not right. We need Gear Shift to have a 10-minute time limit so that he could dust Shigaraki off and then Gear Shift so fast that he could go to every single battlefield. That's what we need to happen. Can we get some Naruto chakra cloak so we could just even the playing field just a little bit? We need something. All right. Okay. This is bad. All right. I'm going to be honest. Someone here should have just said to chop Kurogiri's head off and save us the trouble. But you know, Shonen Jump. I feel the same way. See, this chapter is the gift that keeps on giving. And MCU wise, how did you guys feel about Iron Man, Captain America, and the Winter Soldier's relationship and how it ended in Civil War? How did you guys feel about that? Right? How did you feel about that? Because I felt a specific way, and I don't think I know 5 people that feel the same way that I do because they like the characters too much. For me, Cap was 100% wrong. 95% wrong, because yeah, people deserve a second chance. Yes, I felt the same way. Like, even though Bucky was mind controlling, he wasn't doing it on his own. Cap was wrong. Like Tony just found out that his parents didn't die in a car accident, that they were murdered by the person that's standing right next to me. And Cap was like, I understand that, but I can't side with you. And they jumped him. They jumped him because he found out his parents got killed. That's crazy. So it's like, I can see the same situation happening with bringing up the fact, like, we should just kill Kurogiri so that we don't have to deal with this. And Aizawa and Mike going crazy because what if there's a chance we could bring our friend back? And it's just like, I see the same thing happening. I can see the same thing happening, man. I can see the same thing happening. Like, if you were to tell them that, oh, we got a friend back and there's a chance we could save him, maybe, possibly, but nah, we should just kill him anyways, they'd be crushed. Oh man, I wouldn't mind going through a storyline like that in My Hero, though. I really wouldn't mind a storyline like that. I wouldn't mind a storyline like that. Whereas, like, everyone's on the same side, but we can't choose what thing we want to do, and it causes like a fracture. Don't end it. There's so many things you could do with a part 2 of My Hero. You need the perfect villain for it. You need the perfect villain for a part 2 for My Hero. Because it doesn't, I feel like a part 2 to My Hero doesn't work if you don't have a good villain. I feel like it doesn't work if you don't have a good villain. I do. I feel like it doesn't work if you don't have a good villain. If you could somehow make a good villain from the ashes of All For One and Shigaraki, go for part 2, because there's so many different stories you can tell. You could do a Civil War a Civil War arc. You could do so many things, because at that point, you see, I feel like it runs into the same issue as like continuing Naruto after Sasuke and Naruto got the Sage of Six Path powers. It's like, if Deku keeps his quirk and he's fully realized in a part 2, it would just be his incompetence that would stop him from doing the same thing that All Might did, which is eradicating crime. Unless there was some crazy villain that just was so nuts that stopped him from doing what he could do. So it's like, I don't know. Like, you would run the risk of turning Deku basically into like a god to everybody, because he would be unstoppable. All Might was unstoppable, and Deku is stronger than him. He would be unstoppable. There should be no fight he loses. There should be no conflict. There should be nothing that stands in his path. There should be nothing that stands. I feel like that's the reason running into a part 2. Boruto was a cash grab, definitely. Konohamaru should have been the sequel. Oh my, yes. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's just like you run into the issue of making Deku like too strong. That was allegedly one of the original sequel ideas. They blew it. All right, let me continue. We're on page 7. My bad. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. All right, let me lock in. Hold on. I had 4. We started at 4. 5:15 is my cutoff. I gotta finish. All right. There's no way. I honestly, like, what Akakaze brought up, I feel like that's a great way you could have pointed it. If you wanted to do part 3 of Naruto, just do part 3. No need to switch main character focus. If you want, like, you could have literally done part 3 and then started off in a time of peace. We spend the first 80 to 100 chapters in peace, and random stuff is happening, and then spiral everything out of control and just keep Naruto and Sasuke as our dual protagonists if you really wanted to. But no, we have to write ways to make the both of them weak so that when they do die, it's like, okay, it makes sense now. They're literally God. They're literally the god of their universe. It doesn't make sense. Hashirama had wood style, and it took how long and how many wars for him to die? Different battles? You telling me that these two just got old and just dumb and rusty? Don't get me started. All right. All right, let me continue. My bad. My bad. All right, let me all right. Stop this. Why? Why are you doing this? Please stop. Raised in a big city, were you? You traitor to your kind. Okay. It's not my, like, I'm a traitor. It's not my fault that my parents decide to live in the city. Make a path. Go. Make a way. Help for our rep. Get through. We're stronger than them. Push through. Liberation. Oh, snap. Who's this? Who's that? But kids in MHA will eventually be stronger than Deku because of the Quirk Doomsday Theory. Eventually. No time soon, though. I'll say that. Eventually, but no time soon. Because Deku's still a kid in his own right. So he's only going to continue to push one for all. He's only going to continue to grow it and push it and add to it. So it's like he's like we've yet to see his ceiling. There right now it feels like he doesn't have a ceiling. He only has limitations because he's this big. He's a baby still. So eventually, but no time soon. That's what I'll say. Because honestly, I don't know how it would even. I don't think One for All could survive getting passed on to the next generation, anyways. Is that a possible? Like, could that happen? Like, we've seen how destructive All Might passing it to Deku was for Deku. And at that point in time, it was peace. There was peace. The villains hadn't yet done anything yet. So there really wasn't any rush for Izuku to learn One for All at that split second just so he could get into school. So we would have to find an individual that's quirkless, and the chance of doing that is lesser and lesser and lesser. And two, would that individual be able to survive the training process that it would take? I feel like something else would break out before that person is able to cultivate it. I don't know. Yes, Deku is strong, but there are other countries, but it wasn't officially stated, but All Might was considered the world #1. Every country looked to him. No? Like, All Might was considered the top dog. Same thing with All for One. Like, All for One might be in Japan, but he said he sent one message and the entire world decided to revolt at his couple of words that he sent to him. The whole world is revolting because he said so. Yeah, All Might he was the world's #1. So to me, like, he eradicated crime in Japan. Japan's crime rate was in the single digits. That is unfeasible. That's like living in like a utopia. Like, you couldn't cross the street because you were worried All Might knock you out. So it's like Deku is stronger than him. Deku, if at the end of all of this, Deku will be the individual that if let other people tell the story, that single-handedly pulled Japan from destruction. They would idolize him. He would become idolized. And plus, the secret of One for All, it's not a secret anymore. He is the successor, legit, to All Might. Already on a pedestal. Like, it would be ridiculous. It would be nuts. I feel like that's a story in of itself that you could tell. But and he's only going to continue to be stronger. Only going to continue to be stronger. It's just, what about life after him? I don't know. Maybe that quirk just, I don't know what you do. Maybe Deku dies with the quirk. Who knows? I don't know. What time is it? I have like less than 15 minutes to read this chapter. I have less than 15 minutes to read this chapter. I've done babbled the whole time. Oh my gosh. Forgive me. I got caught up. This guy's design looks pretty too. He looks like Gaten a little bit. Hold on. Who is this? He's got on sneakers. This is why I've been saying Midori and Shigaraki are going to kill each other. Hero Society doesn't need another pillar of strength. Yeah, I agree. I don't think Deku could try his damnedest to make sure that Hero Society isn't focused on a singular person. But his accomplishment, his feat, his lineage, it would be too much to try to overlook it. Like, I don't care how much you tell, like people idolize All Might. They idolized him. And All Might's power has been transferred to you. And you did that. But you're telling me not to look at you that way. There's no way I can't look at you that way. There's no way I can't do it. So even if Deku were to elevate other heroes with him, he's still going to be on top of them. If you remove Deku from that equation, you still have this pantheon that's built. Does it crumble? Is he the connective tissue? Because right now that if we actually think about it, Deku is the connective tissue for everything that's happening right now. They all came together around him. So it's like we're building this big pantheon of heroes and trying to rebuild Hero Society as a group, but it's all based on one person. UA wouldn't be as close as they were if it weren't for Deku. Him leaving brought them closer together, and they went and got him back. Deku was able to connect all the students with all the top heroes because him and All Might were together. Like, Deku is sitting in on conversations between the top 5 heroes because he's the successor to All Might. Like, he's the connective like, he's the reason why everyone has come together. Deku is the reason why the Todoroki family is trying to work it out. Deku is the reason why Bakugo is trying to calm the hell down. Deku is the reason why Stain is even possibly going to be on the hero's side during this war. It's like he's the connective tissue. As much as we don't want another pillar of strength, as time goes on and he's still alive with One for All, it's going to happen. It's going to happen because guess what? We're all here because of him. If he's out of the equation, I don't like you. It's that. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I want a part 2 just so we could explore that. I would love to see if Hori has ever thought about that. I'm sure he might have. Oh boy. What time is it? I got 10 minutes. All right, let me continue. Rage, good citizens. All right. Today is your independence. Who is talking? It's like an insect leg or like some spider leg coming out of his back. Quirk counseling, quirk education, nothing but phony nonsense. All of it. We know this all too well because of the forms we bear. Made Deku like Superman, legit. The 6-6 incident, the Great Jeddah Purge. The 6-6 incident. See, now we're getting history, and I need it. The history of the paranormal is one of persecution and oppression for those who don't fit the mold. Oh, we're getting images of it. Okay. These are images of everything that's happening. All right. And what excuse was offered by those who joined in the slaughter of our kind? They gave me the creeps, they said. They'd say, excuse me, sweeping it all under the rug. It was Order 60. Okay. I forgot Hori is a Star Wars fan. I forgot Hori was a Star Wars fan. The Great Jeddah Purge. The 6-6 incident. All right. I think I think he might have translated it this way just to avoid like some weird stuff. I don't know. Because eventually when we get to this part in the anime, it's not going to be Order 6. It's going to probably be something akin to this. Because the last thing you want to do is run into some weird licensing issue or copyright issue. So this is probably just translator preference. All right. One that doesn't fit the mold. And what excuses was offered by those who joined in the slaughter of our kind. They gave me the creeps, they'd say, sweeping it all under the rug. These days, society has reflected and made amends by placing heteromorphs in position. Wow. Or so they would have. Oh, I don't know. That's making me laugh, and it's ironic as hell. These days, society has reflected and made amends, or so they would have you believe. Just, it's making me think of just how people are fighting for more equity and more quality. And there's like, and for instance, in the States for the NFL, there's a huge disparity between a huge percentage of the players that play in the league are African American descent or African descent. I don't know why, but a huge percentage is there of black people that play football. Like you figure out why that's the case. But a lot of the coaching staff, the coaches, trainers, everything else, owners, everything is they're white. So now there's a rule that's been in place for a couple of years now called the Rooney Rule. And the Rooney Rule is that during head coaching vacancies, you are mandated to interview people of color. And like you have to interview someone that's a person of color before you even make your decision. And a lot of people feel like that's just like fake. Because if someone black or someone that's not a person of color gets hired, it's not because they were good enough. It's because of that rule and the team was forced to interview them. And this, I feel like this just made me totally think of it, where it's like you have this guy saying like, oh, they made you believe that we were making amends. And you have the police chief who's the dog. You have you have other individuals who are heteromorphs. You have Nezu, who's a heteromorph like Obama. Yeah. Like you have they're all in these positions of power. And if you would make it up until this point, you never thought anything of it. You just thought that's how the world is. But from their point of view, from being oppressed, it's like, they're just putting us there so they can shut us up. Huh. It's just making me laugh. It's very reflective of just how life is today. All right, sure. In dense cities, the populace is raised in a diverse melting pot where through wonders of education, discrimination is a thing of the past. This guy's a bug, right? I like his drip though. But take a look beyond the cities. What do they still say? Damn. I'm just okay. It's crazy. All right. You give me the creeps. I like this guy's design. Not even the brightest light can illuminate every corner of society. Don't need you, make way. That light never shone upon those of us here today. We must find our own light in this world. If only I weren't born looking like this, with this quirk. Have you people ever thought that even once? Let him through. Spinner speaks for us. No, you people are no heroes of ours. Instead, it will be him who leads us to prominence in society. Who would have thunk that Spinner would be put in this situation? Wow. don't know what he's saying. Ever since All For One gave me power, head getting fuzzier. Hey, go on, rep. Whatever. Me just do what me told. Take back Kurogiri. Have you people ever thought that even one? Shinzo probably has. Not to discount their trauma. They're not thinking of other forms of oppression. No. Groups that have been discriminated against usually don't, because their plight is already enough to deal with. So they really don't even think about it. Shoji! Octo Blow. Corey wasn't lying. He wanted to make sure that he did this story. Even if it wasn't in full like he may have wanted it, he made sure he was going to do this. What is your opinion on the entire All For One taking Shigaraki's body thing? It's been so ambiguous for so long now. I don't know. I want to see how it ends, because it's been ambiguous since the Star fight. Like after the Tartarus breakup. No, it's really been ambiguous since the war. Whenever All For One reared his head. Are you okay? You guys heard that, right? Hold on. Let me be back. Wait, what time is it? I might not. It's terrible. Someone fell out. I can't check on them. I can't check on them. I can't check on them. I hear talking, so I think they're fine. It's been very like ambiguous since the war, whenever All For One pop back up. I understand. I never expected this kind of chapter out of Horikoshi, especially considering how Japan is on a cultural level. Yeah. This is when being unpopular in Japan. Honestly, maybe just knowing what we know, hearing like comments from Hori on how like unresponsive and how people didn't really like MVA just because of the things that it brought up. I can understand that maybe this wasn't a whole arc that he might have wanted to do, but to save the fandom from going crazy for 3 to 4 months trying to get through this arc, he condensed it. I definitely can see that. So it's going to be, instead of it being an arc, it's just a couple of chapters maybe. I feel like that's a compromise just to save the series. To save it. All right, Spinner, our rep. How freaking dare you kill the traitor, crush the wannabe hero. All right. Oh, last page. Okay. Whew. I made this hour stretch. Die Monster. They really got on him. What's any of that got to do with attacking the hospital? That's a good point. Back in Jakku, the first thing the heroes did was take action to make sure the patients and the staff were safe. Well, what about you guys? Go on, tell me. Do you have a plan here? No matter how much society progresses, we'll never accept you and your kind. Oh, he's going crazy. You'd better. Because if not, I won't let this stand. We finally get to see his face, too. Wow. We finally get to see his face. Kanye bugging. No need to talk about Kanye. Topic start, Kanye bugging. Topic end. I give no. I didn't do it because I don't give him no energy. I give that man no energy. Whatsoever. I have comments for him if I ever had the chance. Give him no energy. That man plays sides so much that it's crazy. What he needs to do is get some damn help. All right. Props in for insisting on keeping it all in instead of it all being nixed, right? Just to keep the higher ups looking at you, Bones. It's not Bones. It's more so the committee and Shonen Jump. Happy. He's really telling the story he wants, like he promised. I wouldn't necessarily. It's Bones' fault. Better face reveal than dream. I wouldn't say it's Bones. I would say it's more so the committee and Shonen Jump, because Hori has gone through a lot with this damn series, trying to get stuff to work, and like he's gone. I know I talked way too much. I usually have like 10 minutes to spare. I talked way too much. This was a good. This, if I'm being completely honest, this stream was one of my favorite streams that I've done for My Hero, just because of the randomness of it. But this chapter, in terms of its content, is one of my favorites in the series, just because of the difficult conversation that it's tackling. I love this chapter. This is a conversation starter. Like, I feel like more so than a lot of the other chapters have been. Man. Like this chapter was very it's very heavy. Very heavy. I'm being honest. I think it was just a pot. I don't think it was a person. I think it was a pot that dropped. Honestly, I'm being like very serious. Being very serious. If this whole like discrimination arc were to happen, like if it were a whole arc that lasted a volume, it possibly would have been my favorite arc in the whole series. It possibly would have. More hype than all the high shonen action, Deku versus Shigaraki, all that bullcrap. A discrimination arc would have been one of my favorites. Because one thing I feel like Hori does do well is he makes his comparisons. It would have been like a death sentence for My Hero, probably. I feel like My Hero's a little bit too established for it to completely fail, but it would have been the nail in the coffin that completely turned a lot of people off. A lot of people would have dropped My Hero, and it would have needed some high shonen arc to follow it to get those people back. Like I'm glad that we didn't get an arc because we still have the series. But this, I'm hurt that we couldn't get that arc. So we'll probably get 3-4 chapters, maybe. Not even. This is one chapter. We probably get like next chapter 3 chapters total on this spinner battlefield right here with everyone, and then we cut away to something else. This would have been my favorite arc, man. That sucks. All right, it would have been awesome. I'm very happy with what we got. Yeah, this chapter was great. This chapter was great. I can't wait for this episode whenever it gets animated. Oh yeah, for us it would have been great, but for Japan, it's crazy to think that, like, listening to comments from Hori, that there's a chance My Hero could have got canceled, and what we now know is the beginning of the 3rd season, because he was already getting questions like, well, what are you gonna do? They weren't happy, and he's just like, All Might, and it worked. And it worked. There's a chance that it could have got nixed. It's crazy to think about. So yeah, that's all I got. It is all I got. I got a stream that starts in 1 more minute. Thank you guys. I wish we could continue this conversation. I want to, but I have a strict time limit that I have to adhere to. Otherwise, I'm gonna be down here till 8 o'clock. So thank you guys. I appreciate you. I had a great time this stream. There's gonna be a chapter next Sunday, so we'll be back then. I'm hopping over to do Gundam. If you're interested in Gundam, swing on by. I'll be doing Housing Complex C after Gundam. It's the last season of Housing Complex. Last episode. of Housing Complex. It was only 4 episodes. So if you're interested in seeing that, I think we figured it out. But we'll see how it wraps up. So if you're interested in any one of those 2, swing back on by. But if not, have a good rest of your Sunday or Monday, wherever you are. Have a good week coming up, good next weekend. And hopefully, God willing, I see you guys back here next Sunday for 371 of My Hero. So thank you again, and I appreciate you. Peace out.